Okay, so first you're going to need a knife, a cutting board, a non-reactive bowl, and then you're going to also need sugar, soy sauce, mirin if you want it sweet, rice vinegar if you want it a little more sour or tangy, some salt, sesame seeds, your choice in color, either white or black, or both, some cling wrap, and ice cube trays. Once your rice is done, it will be nice and fluffy and you can use it to make sushi. So once your rice is cooked, this is the time where you're going to add your sushi rice dressing. It should be nice and fluffy but still a little sticky. And as you can see, my rice is still hot, so I want it to cool down a little bit before I start having to handle it, because you don't want to burn yourself. But go ahead and transfer it from your rice cooker, which I highly recommend. They're really inexpensive to get a nice, great rice cooker like this, to just get your rice cooked really fast and simple and easy. Okay, and once you transfer it to a non-reactive bowl, that's the most important thing. You want to have a non-reactive bowl because we're going to be putting some delicious flavoring in there, and we don't want anything metal or anything that might react to what we're going to add. To make sure your rice doesn't dry out, take a nice towel, get it a little damp, and put it on top of your rice, and that will keep it from getting too dried out. Just cover it with a nice damp towel, okay? If it dries out, the towel, add more water to it. That should keep your rice moist and ready for use. Okay, so once your rice is starting to cool, you want to go ahead and make your sushi dressing sauce. So the first thing you want to add to that is, to make your sushi dressing sauce, is 2 teaspoons of sugar. Again, it's okay if you have a little more, it's fine. And 1.5 teaspoons of salt. Yeah, I had to change the salt out, that wasn't ready. And then we come to a critical juncture. In the olden days when they made sushi, they used fermented rice. They literally wanted the rice to go bad. Now, since the 1820s when sushi became a popular food, they've been using rice vinegar to speed up the fermentation process, basically. But the more sugar you add to sushi, the more likely it is to go bad or to go rotten. So you can add 5 tablespoons of rice vinegar, or you can add 5 tablespoons of rice vinegar and some mirin for sweetness. I'm going to add 5 tablespoons of rice vinegar because I'm not looking for a super sweet sushi. If you're looking for a sweeter sushi, then you are definitely going to add the mirin. So if you're making the omelette sushi, add the mirin. So get your rice and your sushi dressing sauce and mix up your sushi dressing sauce really good until all the grainy ingredients like sugar and salt have all melted away. So when you want to add your sushi dressing to your rice, you're supposed to pour it over the back of your spoon and let it just splash all over the rice so that you're turning it. Make sure you don't stir your rice as you're adding your sushi dressing. You want to like chop into it to add the flavor because you don't want the rice to break up and become a mush. You want to fluff it and add it. It works better when you have 3 hands. So you can pour a little bit at a time if you only have 2 like me. And then kind of fluff the rice into it, chop into it, but do not stir. And after you finish adding your sushi dressing, this is if you want to make a sushi with sesame seeds. This is where you add it if you want the rice to have the colorfulness of the black and white sesame seeds in the sushi. For those of you who are going to be making the Japanese omelet, you might have a egg pan at home, which is that square pan that Japanese cooks use a lot of, but I don't. So I'm gonna again make lazy sushi, and we're just gonna turn the heat down pretty low on our stove before adding a splash of oil. And some people might want to use sesame oil. I'm using grapeseed because I like a neutral flavor. And I'm gonna make sure the pan is, you know, nicely covered with it. So because we're doing lazy sushi, we're just gonna pour all of the egg in there at once. And we're gonna watch it like a hawk and fold it burrito style as it slowly cooks into third by third. So 1/3 and then the next third, and then we'll use that. Again, if you have an egg pan, you can use that to fold things. Once you see that the egg is cooking pretty good, you can lift it a little bit. Just start working it away from the edges a little bit. So you're going to try that 1/3 fold with me. And that did not turn out the way I was hoping for. Oh, it's almost there. I'm trying to keep this from burning, guys. And so I am doing lazy sushi, so I have some salmon with skin on it, and I don't really want to take the skin off it, so I'm just going to cut it to the skin, flip it, and then just shave it off. Okay, so once you've mixed all the ingredients, then you want to go ahead and add the tuna, and it'll look like this. Let it sit for 5 minutes.